So when you're working both internally with the agency teams and then externally with your client teams, how do you work together to prevent perpetuating those disparities in healthcare marketing?
So what we do is we make sure that we are poking holes into our own ideas. We make sure that diverse people within the agency sees the work and tell us what they're seeing. We keep ourselves in check. We make sure that when we are creating something, it's not just created by one team and one point of view. So we invite that kind of conflict into trying to put a diverse point of view into everything that we do. Think about it like a creative council review where, different concepts go through different people, and we can just have like that kind of like internal focus groups where we have all of these diverse groups of representation in our own agency, telling us what they're seeing in the work. And then with the client, something that has been very interesting, a lot of the times we can do all the internal work, but then when we get to the client, we need to take the time sometimes to educate clients. With one of our biggest clients, what we have done lately is that behind every creative concept, we create a cultural case study explaining why is it important to portray people in different roles. For example, if you go back even to Hollywood and you think about it, Hispanic people are tired of being represented as the waiter, the delivery person. Black people are tired of being portrayed exactly in the same kind of spaces. So what we do is we educate clients as well on the cultural aspects of the importance of representing people in different spaces that the one that we have been portraying for centuries, not even in the healthcare space, but in every space.
And so jumping off of that, what are some of the common challenges or issues that agencies may encounter when they're trying to incorporate accurate representation in their marketing?
So I think that, we are living in a space where even just talking about D&I, it's a difficult conversations for a lot of people. A lot of people are concerned about saying maybe the wrong thing in the wrong space. Ironically, diversity, equity, and inclusion should be about opening those spaces so that people can, ask questions and stay in the conversations. A lot of the times we judge people by something that they can say instead of staying in the conversation, understanding where is that coming from. A lot of the times what we encounter is, exactly what we were talking about is like clients need to be educated. For a long time, I think, especially in the healthcare space, things have been done in a formula, and changing that formula takes education, takes time to express why is it important to do things in a different way. I always have thought that, people are not, sometimes when you are seeing pharma ads, all of these scenarios are like in these kind of unreal spaces, right? They're like, oh, I'm in a yacht, but I'm going through all of these medical complications. And I think that part of it is that, for a long time, people feel that they have been like portrayed in a bubble, on an unrealistic bubble, instead of bringing culture into the kind of the pharma advertising space. So, I think that has been the default for a long time of doing that kind of work. And pushing clients into another space, into a space that you're thinking about, being sick, but, culture becomes even more relevant when you're sick. Like listening to music, arts, concerts, when you're sick, they represent so much more than, what it is when you're healthy. So bringing that into the fold and explaining to clients why it is okay to step out of the ordinary, I think it's one of the things that, it's your biggest hurdle to pass when you're trying to do it. But at the same time, if you take time to educate clients about why is it relevant and why it is important, I think that's where the real change happens.
And so when we're talking about within an agency, what does it take to foster that environment that champions diverse and inclusive teams that's then going to extend to their marketing efforts externally?
So to be honest, it starts with bringing different people into the fold. I came from the consumer world. I founded a skateboarding community. I was not on paper the person that could be doing this work on a pharma agency. And, and then when you invite those kind of diverse voices, you really see that there is a result of bringing someone that thinks in a different way. So I think it starts with, pharma agencies opening themselves to diverse talent, people from other countries, people that speak other languages, people that come from other industries, because it is important to get out of your own kind of like, hole in the wall where you don't see anything but your own perspective, and then creating the safe spaces for those conversations to happen, because you can bring the people, but if there's not a safe space where people are okay with maybe the non-pharma person coming and poking a hole, then it doesn't work. So you need to have not only bringing the people, but also creating those safe spaces for those conversations to happen.